Ben, how much have you enjoyed your first few days as a Rangers player?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I've been welcomed, really well by everyone at the club, which is always nice. I couldn't wait to get started and get on the grass, and yeah, I've enjoyed every second of it.
Why did you feel like this was the right move then for you?
I think the characteristics of the club suits me. When I look at the history and the size of the club, I think it's a perfect place to be for me. Looking forward to all the challenges. I think I'm excited to work under the manager, and yeah, it's going to be an exciting year.
People talk about the pressure that it takes to play at Rangers. Is that something you feel you'll thrive at?
Yeah, I think you start to learn as a player that if you don't have any pressure in your career, then you're probably not at the level that you want to be. It's a given that when you're at a club this size, there's going to be pressure that comes with it. So it's important that you use that in a positive way.
What did the manager say to you when you first had initial discussions, and what your first sort of impressions of him be? Yeah,
he's great. Obviously, his career speaks for itself. We were just excited to work together. No matter how old you are, even at my age now, there's still plenty that I can learn from the manager. So now I'll give my all every day for him and in every game. He's a great guy, and yeah, he'll do well for this club. He'll give his all.
Ben, why did you feel at this point in your career that this was the right move for you?
As I said, the pressure of the club, the size of the club. These are the clubs that you want to play for in your career. When you watch games as a kid, there's always games that Rangers are involved in that you watch. And yeah, it's, as I said in my earlier interviews, it's a club that's recognised worldwide, and that's where you want to be as a player. With this shirt on, representing this badge.
I know you obviously played quite a lot for the second half of last season, but presumably for you as well, really important to get a lot of football in this campaign as well. Yeah,
definitely. Earlier on in the year, the run of games that I put together was massive for me. It's so important, for my body. I think that's any player as well. When you get regular football, you start to find a rhythm, start to get your match sharpness back. And yeah, fingers crossed I can do that again. Be on that pitch, regularly enough and help this club kick on.
Since those years down at Everton, Ben, how would you sum up the highs and lows, and where do you see you and your as a player and your experiences?
Yeah, I've had all sorts of experiences throughout my career, highs and lows. The very top and obviously the very lowest as well. I think that's just football. You just got to ride them out. I think it's made me the person that I am today. It's made me the player that I am today. I don't regret anything throughout my career. I learn from every day, every week that goes by. And yeah, I can use all that playing experiences and off-pitch experience to be as successful as I can here.
Hi Ben, there's been quite a few examples of players who have come up to the Scottish football background and English football, quite a high-profile background, who have struggled to adapt to the intensity and the pressure and the expectation here. What do you need to do to make sure that you're a success here? How confident are you that you can be part of a successful Rangers side this season?
Yeah, listen, I can't speak on former players that have struggled with those sort of things. All I can do is control my own path and my own career, and it starts for me on the grass, working hard every day, training as hard as I can. Being a Rangers player 24/7, working hard, and the rest will take care of itself.
Then obviously moving out to Italy must have taken you out of your comfort zone, given that was a big player in England previous to that. What have you learned since moving out to Atalanta? It's been a totally different kind of career path, right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely different. I give credit to any player that moves out of their home country to start a new life and play football. It is difficult. I learned a lot football-wise. The game's played completely different, tactically, technically, which is a good experience. Albeit I didn't get many minutes there. There's still plenty of things that I can take from that period. Ended up learning a little bit of Italian as well, which is interesting. Overall, listen, people can look back and say you didn't play many games, but it was a chapter that I've took stuff from.
Just following on from that experience of playing abroad, you're going to be coming here looked as one of the senior players in the squad. How can you use that experience to influence the youngsters that are going to be playing at high levels and hopefully making it into the first team?
Yeah, as you get older in your career, as we mentioned earlier, like the experiences that you get, that you take on as you get older. You know, at 28 years old now, I think I've experienced quite a lot of things in football. You know, and I can drive standards every day. That's what the manager and this club expects of players. So I'll certainly do that. That's the type of character that I am. I think certain things are a given: hard work, how you represent this club day to day. And yeah, you know, I'm someone that's always going to be around to help the young players and sort of teach them what it takes to stay and to break through at this sort of level. I had people above me who did that when I was their age. And yeah, I think it's going to be important for us senior players in this team to do that, to drive everyone on, to keep everyone together. And when undoubtedly there is going to be tough times in a season, we can be there to keep everyone together and pull through it.
You were brought up in a household where your dad was a former professional rugby league player. Did you find that experience a help through your career, particularly when you were going through the hard yards?
Everywhere I go, my old man seems to get a mention in honestly, I don't know. Honestly, he's buzzing about it as well.
I can mention his name if you want.
Yeah, I suppose so. He went down a different route in terms of rugby. But yeah, listen, he was never pushy. He was never pushy or anything with sport. But he was always there to teach me, you know, what type of person you needed to be to make it in professional sport, and that goes for any sport really. Yeah, listen, without him I would have struggled to make it where I am today. He'll probably play it down, even though he'll mention this interview now that you've brought it up. But that goes for, to be honest, my whole family, my mum as well. Although she was a hairdresser, I didn't learn to cut hair very well. But listen, I'm lucky to have good family around me, and yeah, I will always be thankful for that.
In terms of your own style of play, obviously you listed essentially as a centre back, you played midfield, full back. Is that giving you an appreciation, and where is centre back really where you prefer to be?
Yeah, definitely centre back's where I prefer to be. Listen, throughout my career I've been, if I get told to play a different position, it don't matter to me. I'll go out there and I'll give 110% to try and help the boys and help the team. But yeah, I think personally I'd probably class myself as a centre half, more likely. Yeah.
First off, welcome to the club. Any Rangers fans who have seen you play, how would you describe your style of play? Are you that aggressive front foot defender and rebuild?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I would class myself as front-footed, aggressive, and obviously I like to lead as well. I think, you know, I can bring that personality to the pitch. I think that'll suit us. You know, being on the front foot and keeping the pressure on opposition teams. So yeah, that's how I would describe myself.
Pretty evident what the club are doing in terms of making big transfer moves early on and getting the club in a position to strengthen. From your early sort of days in here, how do you assess the club, the quality that the manager's bringing in? How successful do you aim to be this season? It's
not just about the quality, you know, it's always there. To come into this building, you've got to be a good player. But it's also the right characters as well. I think the manager's big on that. He picks carefully the right type of people that come into the building, and as I said, myself, senior player, Ross, senior player, and characters that all want to point their nose in the same direction and push this club forward. So yeah, the quality is there with the players that come in, but definitely the characters as well.
You mentioned obviously the experiences you've had, and probably one of the most challenging ones would have been the long COVID thing. Can you tell us just how difficult that period was in your career, and does it perhaps make you more appreciative of the good times when they come?
Yeah, COVID was a crazy time, but yeah, it was years ago. It's behind me now. I had to work hard to get over it, and yeah, I think that comes with age as well. I think appreciating the good times in football. I think a career that goes by you so quick, you learn to enjoy every second of it, and that's tough times and good times. You've got to embrace every second, because once it's done, it's done. So yeah, I think now my mindset is definitely just to enjoy it, learn as much as I can, and be as successful as I can.
That's one of the please.
Ben Ross, I had experience in the international team. And one step at a time, you've just come ahead, but you're sure you've got the quality to do it. You've spoken about the size of the squad. You've got a great reputation, everyone will see you. You think play here can give you a chance to get back there?
Yeah, I think it's always the same answer when it comes to the national team. Obviously, I got a taste of it before, and I think every person's dream is to represent the national team. I've always got that hunger. But yeah, listen to the club football. If that's successful and that you're performing consistently for your club, then the rest will take care of itself. My focus is on playing well for Rangers now. Working hard this pre-season, and then going to win games with Rangers Football Club.